Near the end of the season, made 4 starts, went 3-1 with a 2.95 ERA with 24 Ks and 18 1/3 innings pitched.
And lastly, we see a lot of speed in this Harwich Mariners lineup tonight with the 9 and 1 spots, Thomas.
Yeah, Zach Watson from LSU leading off, playing center field. He's got a lot of speed yesterday. We saw him kind of flash a little bit yesterday. And then the 9-hitter Chris Gallen from Boston College, so a local kind of kid out here. And batting a 9-hole after we saw him start leadoff the other day in the first game.
We'll take a break for the national anthem. Be back for the first pitch. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
The center fielder from LSU.
Welcome back into Hyannis, Massachusetts. The Harwich Mariners are set to take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And leading off for the Harwich Mariners is Zach Watson, the center fielder. Right-handed hitter, has a lot of speed. He digs into the right-hander's batter's box. Pitcher Mike Makma, misses upstairs in the first pitch for a ball. Count 1 ball and no strikes. So take a look around the diamond for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Starting in the outfield, Barefoot on left, Rivera in center, Hall in right.
As the second pitch is lined to center field for a base hit, and Zach Watson is aboard with a single.
And then finishing off the infield, Gray at third, Como at short, Garris at second, Day at first, and Pages behind the plate doing the catching for Makma. Saw Watson jump on the second pitch. He did that his first at-bat last game too, kind of seeing pitches early and trying to jump on a good pitch he sees, and he puts that one to the center field.
Harwich Mariners lineup tonight, batting first and playing center field. We just got a single Zach Watson. Batting second and playing second base is Danny Casals. Batting third and playing shortstop is Tanner Morris. As the first pitch is in there for a strike, the runner goes, throw down a second is in time. Zach Watson thrown out trying to steal second base on the first pitch. The Mariners aggressive on the base paths, and they're caught.
Yeah, he's all aggressive in the first game too when Morris got thrown out trying to steal third on the first pitch, so eager to roll the dice early.
The 0-1 offering from Makma. Misses upstairs, count 1 ball and 1 strike. So starting over, Zach Watson in center, he's batting first. Danny Casals playing second base, batting second. Tanner Morris playing shortstop, batting third. Andre Lipsius batting fourth and playing first base. Nate Eichhoff batting fifth and playing third base. Batting sixth and designated hitting is Ben Norman. Batting seventh and catching is Logan Driscoll. Batting eighth and playing left field is Matt Gorski. And batting ninth and playing right field is Chris Galland. The pitch to Casals. Misses upstairs and outside. In the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless game in the top half of the first inning. 1 out. The 2-2 offering, cut on, hit high in the air to right field. This one headed back to the track towards the wall. It's off the wall. Hall throws it back into the infield as Casals has a stand-up double with 1 out.
Again, we're always left wondering what would have happened if, they didn't get caught stealing. We didn't try to roll the dice early and get thrown out. So always a lot of what ifs here.
We saw that a couple of times last night. The number of miscommunication errors on the base pass for the Harwich Mariners as the 3-hitter Tanner Morris steps into the left-hander's batter's box. Casals leads off second, 1 out, top half of the first inning. Pitch swung on and lifted into right center field. It's a base hit. Rounding third is Casals. There will be no throw as he scores, and the Mariners are on top 1-0.
Mariners just jumping on top of the first, second pitches today. Really being aggressive at the play, which I like to see.
The first baseman from Tennessee, number 13, Andre Lipsius.
And now the cleanup hitter, Andre Lipsius, set to step in as the Harwich Mariners have had each of their first 3 batters get a base hit. Watson was caught stealing second, though, so 1 runner on, 1 runner in. It is Morris on first base. Casals came around to score on the base hit. So 1-0 Mariners lead in the top half of the first inning, 1 away. As the catcher Pages meeting with Mike Makma at the mound. The first pitch to Lipsius is in the dirt. Nicely blocked by the catcher Pages, as Morris is forced to stay at first base. The 1-0 delivery swung on and missed. The count 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitter Andre Lipsius. Morris leads off of first base. 1-1 pitch cut on and fouled off. And now to play towards the right field side. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 offering from Makma is fouled off by Lipsius to the backstop, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Lipsius batting .250 this year. 1 for 4 in each game with a double and an RBI, so I guess we're expecting a double and an RBI from every game, maybe.
Really important RBI double in the last game as the 1-2 pitches cut on and missed. It was a bit of a weak swing from Lipsius as he goes down on strike, so 2 away in the top half of the first inning.
It looks like it got jammed there as a fastball high and in, and he tried to lay off, but kind of check swing, but his hands already through the zone, so.
As I was mentioning, the double from Lipsius yesterday was in a key situation to tie the game at 2 in the bottom of the 7th, excuse me, the top of the 8th. First pitch to Nate Eichhoff misses outside. count, 1 ball and no strikes. Eichhoff at third base tonight.
Got the day off yesterday. They're playing the home opener.
The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Morris on first. Eichhoff stands in the left-hander's batter's box. 2 outs, top of the first inning. Mariners are on top 1-0 as Makma throws over to first base to check on Morris, who dives back in easily.
Eichhoff, the junior out of Virginia.
He'll throw over to first again. This one a little bit closer, but Morris dives back in safely nonetheless.
So a Cavalier at first and Cavalier at the plate. Said before, a ton of ACC guys on this Mariner roster.
The 1-1 pitch swung on and lifted into center field. The center fielder Rivera moves back and makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but not before the Mariners tack on a run and lead it 1-0 after 1/2 of an inning. We'll be back with the bottom half of the first. Welcome back in the bottom half of the first inning as the Harwich Mariners are on top of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 1-0. Pitcher for the Harwich Mariners tonight is Jack Dreyer. First pitch to the leadoff hitter Eric Rivera, right down Main Street for strike 1.
Yeah, Dreyer just finished his freshman year up at Iowa. Teammates with Ben Norman playing DH tonight.
0-1 pitch is cut on and fouled off. Count, no balls and 2 strikes.
As you said before, his father Steve played in the pros, collegiate baseball at Northern Iowa.
The 0-2 offering in there for strike 3. Rivera goes down on strikes. And there's 1 away in the bottom half of the first.
The next batter for Hyannis. The shortstop from Racing University, number 9.
Same exact what we saw from DeVito and Stallings. Last 2 starting pitchers going right at him right away, the opposing lineup. 3 pitches, 1 out. All 3 strikes.
So Rivera goes down looking, and Como steps into the right-hander's batter's box and takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 offering on the inside corner this time. And that's in their first strike count. No balls and 2 strikes. 5 pitches into Jack Dreyer's outing. He has 5 strikes. Now the 0-2 pitch is swung on and chopped over to first base. Lipsius tosses over to Dreyer, who covers and makes the play for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, the left fielder from Campbell, number 28, Matthew Barefoot.
And Matthew Barefoot, the big right-handed hitter, steps into the right-hander's batter's box. Barefoot had a fantastic season at Campbell University. Hit .364 and OPS over 1,000. First pitch from Dreyer in there for strike 1, and OPS, of course, on base plus slugging. 800 right around average. And if you're over 900, it's very good. 1,000 and above is outstanding. He's at 1069, so very, very strong as the 0-1 pitch is fouled off on a weak swing towards the right side. Count no balls and 2 strikes. And I think Barefoot thinks his bat may be broken. He's going to come by for a new bat.
Yeah, Dreyer threw that fastball right on the hands. Since Dreyer's a left-hander, Barefoot a right-hander, right on the hands and cracked right in, almost in half it seems. Still intact, but he'll get a new one.
So Barefoot leisurely walks back towards the right-hander's batter's box. A new bat in hand. Base is empty, 2 outs. Mariners on top of the Harbor Hawks, 1-0. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled off and out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. So now 9 pitches thrown from Jack Dreyer, each of them strikes, doing a nice job pounding the strike zone early on.
No, it definitely has, and he keeps doing this, and he might keep the Hyannis bats at bay tonight.
The 0-2 offering swung on and lined into right field. The right fielder, Gallen, moves back and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So it's a quick 3 up and 3 down for the Harbor Hawks after 1 inning of play. It's the Mariners 1 and the Harbor Hawks 0. Back in the top half of the second inning, the Harwich Mariners lead the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 1-0. And leading off the top of the second is Ben Norman, the designated hitter.
One of the better bats in the lineup yesterday for the Mariners. Went 2 for 3 with a run in yesterday's 3-2 loss against Wareham.
He had a double in the top half of the 5th inning, but was later caught stealing. He's caught in a bit of a pickle between second and third. Took a large secondary lead, ended up getting picked off. Swinging on the first pitch, and he'll ground this over towards Como. The throw to first is errant and gets out of the play. Norman heads over to second base. And so there's a runner on second base now with nobody out.
Yeah, it should be a routine play. Como release point just a bit high and goes over the head of Day. So See if the Mariners can try to drive in another run and get some insurance. Get a pad of lead for Dreyer.
So runner on second, nobody out in the top half of the second inning. Logan Driscoll, the left-handed hitting catcher, steps into the batter's box. First pitch misses low to Driscoll and count 1 ball, no strikes.
Driscoll making a second start on the kid this summer. Went over 4 in his debut. The home opener of the first game against Orleans.
Had a fantastic batting average in college this season as the 0-1 pitch is chopped over to first base. Dave fields it and steps on the bag for the first out of the inning, but meanwhile, Norman moves over to third base, so the Mariners have a player 90 feet away looking to take a 2-run lead.
Yeah, not the worst thing happened in the world, even though Driscoll grounded out to the first baseman, able to hit to the right side, so able to move the runner over Norman from second to third, so you said before, only 90 feet away.
Hyannis has the infield playing back as the 8-hitter Matt Gorski steps into the right-hander's batter's box. Haven't seen Gorski yet this season, just recently arrived on Cape Cod. As the first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1.
One of 2 Hoosiers on this team, including Cal Kruger.
Gorski had a very strong .356 batting average at school as the 1-0 pitch is cut on and lined down the right field line, foul. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. .356 average, had 222 at bats this season for Indiana. Also added 8 home runs.
Played an NCAA tournament against Texas A&M this year.
1-1 pitch is fouled off out of play.
He also has a little bit of speed. Had 3 stolen bases in that game against Texas A&M, the series.
Runner on third base, that's Norman. 1 out, top of the second inning. Mariners on top of the Harbor Hawks 1-0. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. And Gorski goes down swinging. 2 outs in the top of the second.
The next batter, the right fielder from Boston College, number 4, Chris Gallen.
So the speedy Chris Gallen stands in the right-hander's batter's box. First pitch is chopped over towards the Hyannis dugout. Count no balls and 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the second inning. Ben Norman stands on third base. Mariners on top of the Harbor Hawks 1-0.
Gallen started actually in center field leadoff against Orleans, went 1 for 5 with an RBI.
As he looks at strike 2 and the count no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 offering, swung on and missed, struck him out. Ball did touch the dirt, so the catcher, Pages, will field and throw to first for the final out of the inning. Mariners threatened, but stranded runner on third after 1.5. It's the Mariners 1 and the Harbor Hawks 0.
Pasquantino.
Welcome back in the bottom half of the second inning. Jack Dreyer back out for his second inning of work. Harbor Hawks trail the Mariners 1-0. As Vinny Pasquantino, the designated hitter, steps into the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch from Dreyer in there for strike one. Count no balls and one strike.
Pasquantino went 1 for 3 with a run and a walk in their home opener win against, or excuse me, loss against Falmouth, 10-4.
0-1 pitch is chopped foul on the first base side. Count no balls and two strikes. The 0-2 offering from Dreyer is fouled off to the backstop. Count remains no balls and two strikes. Dreyer, the 0-2 delivery, is swung on and fouled off down the third base side, and count remains no balls and two strikes.
Pasquantino fouled 2 straight off now, making Dreyer do a little extra work.
So Pasquantino steps back in the left-hander's batter's box. The 0-2 offering misses low, count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dreyer back onto the rubber. The 0-2 offering. Off-speed pitch is swung on and chopped over to second base. Second baseman Casals fields and throws to first for the first out of the inning. One away in the bottom half of the second inning. Day, the 6th hitter in the Hyannis order, misses outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch. Right down Broadway for strike one. Count 1-1. Day, the first baseman, steps back into the right-hander's batter's box. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed with a fastball upstairs. Count 1-2. Dreyer doing very well to get ahead in the count, which opens up the rest of his arsenal.
I mean, they always say once you get a guy, even a first pitch strike helps a lot, but he's going to a lot of 0-2 counts tonight.
The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3, swung on and missed from Griffin Day. And another 1-2-3 inning from Jack Dreyer at the end of 2. It's the Harwich Mariners 1 and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks nothing. Welcome back to the top half of the third inning. The Harwich Mariners on top of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 1-0. And the leadoff hitter, Zach Watson, steps back up to the plate. First pitch from Makma. Misses inside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Makma ran into trouble in the first inning, but he worked out of it, only allowed 1 run. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed from Watson, count 1 ball and 1 strike, but he recovered nicely in the second inning after an error by the shortstop, Como. He retired the following 3 batters and finished the inning with 2 strikeouts. The 1-1 offering off speed, misses upstairs and inside. Mentioned he pitched the off-speed pitch there. Makma has 4 pitches. He's got a fastball, curveball, splitter, and a slider. As the pitch is fouled off by Zach Watson down the third base line. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Watson selected for Team USA with a former Mariner from last year, Antoine Duplantis. So we're heading towards Team USA pretty soon.
The 2-2 offering comes inside and hits Watson. So he seemed unsure, was walking around the dirt areas surrounding home plate for a little while, but then asked if he could go to first base. The home plate umpire said yes, so he's headed over to first base. I beg your pardon, it looks like he's out for the first out of the inning.
The next batter is
There's a foul tip.
number 18, Danny Casals.
So 1 away in the top half of the third inning. Bit of a confusing play there as Danny Casals stands in the right-hander's batter's box. Misses low and outside for ball 1. I thought the ball had hit him initially.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I mean, cut it off around the hands area because that's where the ball was actually ended up. So always around there. It's always confusing to see where it goes.
1-0 pitch is cut on and chopped over to short, fielded by Como. Throw to first this time is caught by the first baseman, Day. It was a little bit low, but he makes the play this time around.
Good scoop job by Day at first.
Como had the throwing error in the top half of the second inning, which allowed Ben Norman to advance all the way over to second base.
Made a nice little hometown McKean Park bounce there off the grass before he scooped it up.
2 outs, top of the third inning. Mariners on top of the Harbor Hawks 1-0 as the first pitch to Tanner Morris is fouled off and out of play over the Hyannis dugout. Base path's empty. The 0-1 offering. Misses low, count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch misses outside, count 2 balls and 1 strike. Makma now with 35 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. Pretty good in terms of his pitch count early on. And the 2-1 pitch misses upstairs, count 3 balls and 1 strike. Up until this at bat from Morris, his control had been very, very strong. Came in with 23 strikes and just 9 balls. 3-1 pitch now is swung on and chopped over to second. Garris fields and throws to first for the final out of the inning. A nice 1-2-3 inning from Mike Makma. And at the end of 2.5, it's the Mariners 1 and the Harbor Hawks 0. Welcome back in the bottom half of the third inning. As the Harwich Mariners are on top of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 1-0. Jack Dreyer, who has 22 pitches thrown through 2 innings, 20 of them strikes, just 2 balls. His control has been outstanding, Thomas.
He's been straight out dealing, that's for sure. I mean, if you want to go with another left-hander, Clayton Kershaw, I mean, that's the way he's dealing right now.
First pitch misses low to Seth Gray, a rare ball. The count 1-0.
He's been really starting guys off with the fastballs, and guys have been waiting to take those, and he mixes in maybe a couple curveballs in there and other off-speed pitches.
1-0 pitch is fouled off to the backstop. Count 1 ball and 1 strike.
I would think through the second half of the lineup, if he continues to throw fastballs on the first or second pitch, I think Hyannis might want to jump out on those.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, misses upstairs, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 offering. Swung on and chopped over towards second base. Coming in and fielding it is Casals, but he has trouble with it, and he's not able to make the play. So see if that's going to go down as an error or a hit, as Gray is on first base. It's going to go down as an error against Casals. So a runner on first base, no outs. Mariners are on top of the Harbor Hawks 1-0. Colin Hall steps into the left-hander's batter's box and takes ball 1 outside. The control hasn't been quite as good this inning from Dreyer as it was in the first and second.
Not at all. It's actually kind of ironic in the last hit because they just took it down now. It actually went out as a single because on the point streak they went out as a single. However, a little jumpy up there in the booth and put it down as an error, so.
First hit that Dreyer has allowed this evening. Count 1 ball and 1 strike to Colin Hall. 1-1 is fouled off over the Hyannis dugout, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch in there for strike 3. Colin Hall goes down looking, and there's 1 away in the bottom half of the third inning.
That's the second time he's frozen a hitter on a fastball for strike 3. It's on a rope too. I mean, he's really locating it well. It's got some velocity to it as well.
The 9-hitter Garris steps in, and the first pitch is swung on and chopped over to second. Fielded by Casals, tosses over to short, and back on to first. It's a double play. They go 4-6-3 to end the inning. And at the end of 3, it's the Harwich Mariners 1 and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 0.
Welcome back inside McKean Park here in Hyannis, Massachusetts. At a 1-0 game. Harwich Mariners lead the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Leading off the fourth inning for
After they
Hawks. The first baseman from Tennessee.
was able to put over a run in the first inning. Mariners been a little quiet since, as it is the volunteer Andre Lipsius leading things off, as a first pitch fastball is fouled off towards the dugout of the Harbor Hawks.
Fastball for Makma, right around 90 miles per hour tonight, similar to the fastball for Dreyer. Both of them sitting right around 90 with the heater.
So the 0-1 is flying out towards shallow right center, chasing on, and it's going to drop in for a single, as it dropped right in the middle between Rivera and Hall. Either one was unable to make a play on it, as they almost looked at each other for a second. So Lipsius starts things off with a single into right center.
It's not a great piece of contact there from Lipsius. Seemingly a lazy fly ball, but it's right in the right spot. Couldn't have placed that any better. Between Rivera and Hall out there in right center field.
So Makma from set, facing off against Nate Eichhoff. Eichhoff first pitch is popped up behind home plate, and it will get out of play after Pages gave it a look for a second. Eichhoff 0 for 1 tonight, flying out to center his first at bat. Makma able to find a groove last inning with a 1-2-3 inning. Makma gets the sign and deals. Pitches chopped over to short, flipped on to second and thrown back on to first for the double play. 6-4-3. So just like that, there are two away here in the top half of the fourth inning. As it is Ben Norman, the designated hitter out of Iowa. He reached out on air his first time out and stranded at third. First pitch, two-seam fastballs in there for strike one on the inner half. Makma's pitch count at 42 pitches through 3 2/3, so really being efficient. Fastball misses high and outside. And a lot of that actually has to do with the way the Mariners were attacking Makma in the first inning, going swing at first, second, third pitches. So let's look that can backfire as Riley deals in. Fastball misses again on the outer half. So two down here in the top half of the fourth inning, 1-0 Mariners lead. The righty lefty here. Pitch is fouled off to the left side, so he evens up at 2-2. We're trying to get things going again after the double play by Eichhoff. The 2-2. Just misses outside. It's a tough take there, but good eye by Norman. We saw the last game, too, where Norman taking a lot of close pitches and really working the at-bats. And in the end, he was able to pay off as he went 2 for 3 yesterday. Trying to continue that success today. The payoff pitch. Fastball's line, but right at the second baseman, Garris. So good piece of wood there, as that'll do it for the top half of the fourth inning. Mariners to hold a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back. And welcome back inside McKean Park. Mariners hold a 1-0 lead over the Harbor Hawks as Dreyer gets set for his 4th inning of work. It is the 1-2-3 hitters who have to face, though.
It was 9 up and 9 down to the first 3 innings from Dreyer. He did allow a hit in the last inning, but was saved by a double play.
So Eric Rivera starts things off. He struck out looking on 3 pitches his first at-bat. Out of FAU, Florida Atlantic University, and first pitch fastball at the knees on the other half. Rivera really wasn't sure what that one was. He looks back at the home plate umpire almost coldly as the 0-1. Curveball's bounced in front, but it's foul, so Driscoll making sure and trying to tag him, but unfortunately it was foul. So 0-2 quickly here
for the
to
first
Rivera.
3 innings. Dreyer was able to keep his pitch count pretty far down. He had just 31 pitches thrown through the first 3 innings. And of those 31 pitches, 26 of them were strikes.
That is pretty efficient. Curveball is hacked down the third base line at Weekly, so they'll do things again here, 0-2. I think that's the thing. When you get ahead of hitters like that, you know, they're so off balance that they can't expect what's coming next, especially with his arsenal he has. The 0-2 from Dreyer is rolled over on and chopped towards the first base dugout. So no men on, no men out here. The leadoff guy, Rivera, the 0-2. Fastball is chopped over to second. Casal scoops it up, runs over, and throws on for the first out. Casals has had quite a few amount of balls hit over towards his way today.
The next batter for the Harbor Hawks, the shortstop from Rice University, number 9, Braden Como.
So one down here will bring up Braden Como, the shortstop from Rice University, native of Lake Charles, Louisiana. He'll try to get the Hawks offense going here with one down as Dreyer curl misses in the dirt for ball 1. Besides that one hit from Seth Gray, which, you know, could have gone either way as an error or a hit, he's been lights out tonight. I mean, Dreyer, he's on his top game, it looks like. Fastball's chopped over again, rolled over, picked up at second and thrown on a first. So back-to-back ground balls to Casals.
Yeah, as you said, other than that, it has been fantastic from Dreyer, and you can make the case that was an error over at second base by Casals as he struggled to field the ball before making the throw. But that's the lone hit for Hyannis tonight.
So Dreyer will have one more this inning against Matthew Barefoot, one more hitter. 2 down here. First pitch curveball just misses. Low and inside. Barefoot, the left fielder tonight, went 1 for 1 with a home run, hit a 2-run home run in the 10-4 loss against Falmouth here just 2 days ago. There's a change up there. A little speed took off that one, gets him. So 1-1 to Barefoot. The 1-1 from Dreyer. Curveball just slips a bit, so misses outside for 2-1. Dryer's retired 4 in a row. Trying to hold on to their slim 1-0 lead right now over Hyannis. Here in the bottom after the 4th inning. Fastball waves on and misses that one, so count evens at 2-2.
And Dreyer shook off a couple of pitches before going to the fastball. It's a fastball up and in. So with 2 strikes, he's even the count.
Dreyer gets set now, and he deals. That one is lofted on into shallow right center. Chasing on is Watson. Watson lays out, but unable to make the catch. Saw a drop in for a hit as a little 2-out rally going on here for Hyannis.
Watson got quite a late jump on that ball. He was headed in, tried to make a diving play on it, but it took him a second or two to respond to see where that ball was actually headed. By the time he made a run at that ball, it was dropping quickly.
It was off the edge of the barrel there, so not much about that one. As Drower has some house cleaning work to do now with we're on first and 2 away. The first pitch curveball misses low and outside for ball 1-2. The DH tonight, Vinny Pasquantino out of Old Dominion. So Barefoot leading off at first. The lefty versus lefty matchup now. Looks over to first and fires. Fastball is popped up. Shallow left field. Running around in the foul territory as the wind blows it, lays out, and he makes the catch. Nate Eichhoff fights the wind and chases that one down, as that will do things here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Harwich Mariners lead 1-0 as listen to the Mariners baseball on Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back into Harwich Mariners baseball as we're live from McKean Park in Hyannis, Massachusetts. It is game 3 of the 44 regular season game schedule as the Mariners hold a 1-0 lead over the Harbor Hawks. As things about to get set now in the top half of the 5th inning, it is Logan Driscoll, the catcher tonight. Got the night off yesterday. Driscoll out of Burke, Virginia, played his college baseball at George Mason University, and a first pitch fastball, check swing, but misses low and away. And
despite being the 7 and 8 hitters in the order, Driscoll and Gorski both had the 2 highest batting average from this past season in college.
So the 1-0 is chopped back to the pitcher, scooped up and underhand toss to first for out number 1. We talked about Wareham's yesterday's lineup being top to bottom very good. I think this lineup as well tonight is exactly almost the same thing. I mean, those bottom 3 guys, 7, 8, 9 between Driscoll, Gorski, and Gallen, can really do some damage. As Machma gets set now. Righty. First pitch over the top, curveball misses upstairs above the letters. For ball 1 is Matt Gorski, making his Cape League debut tonight out of Indiana University. 1-0 curveball bounces in there and scooped up by Pages. So Gorski quickly works there to a 2-0 count. Said before, Machma really settled in since around maybe the 2nd inning. As fastball's fouled away on the first base side. So 2-1 count now to Gorski. Playing left field tonight for the Mariners. Owning number 34 is misses that fastball, so evens things up now at 2-2. As he steps out for a second out, waits a big pitch here. With no man on, 1 out. The 2-2 from Machma. Check swing, curveball in the dirt. Appeals to first base's Pages, but the umpire says not so fast. Look like from here as well that he was able to hold up.
Awfully close, very close to the plane in which he almost crossed. First base umpire says he doesn't go around.
So the payoff pitch misses inside for ball 4, so Gorski is able to work the count there and get a 1-out walk. That was a bring up now. Chris Gallant, the right fielder out of Boston College. Struck out in the second inning. Trying to get some redemption here with one away. In the top half of the 5th inning, Mariners lead 1-0. First pitch fastball is lined to right center, slicing away from center field. Is going to get down the gap for a base hit. Gallant rounding first, heading towards second, and running towards home now. And the throw is in time. So Gorski's thrown out at the plate, but Gallant is in there at second. The stand-up double. I was kind of surprised they sent him there, but
they originally held Gorski at third and then sent him afterwards. So if he had been sent initially, he would have scored, but after being held at third base and then being sent home, it was easily thrown out.
So top of the order now with Gallant on second is Zach Watson.
It's a lot of base running mistakes again tonight for the Harwich Mariners. Runner thrown out at home. The caught stealing back in the top half of the first inning.
First pitch curveball misses below the knees for ball 1. Especially, you know, when you get the stop sign, you start slowing down and you get the go-ahead again. You got to speed things up, so loses some momentum there as that fastball is down in the dirt, and Gallant's only 90 feet now. This is a wild pitch by Makma.
And I don't think that wild pitch would have scored Gorski, but still having runners in second and third with 1 out, anything including a ground out, sac fly, there are a lot of ways they could have brought that run in with even without a base hit.
I think it changed the whole dynamic as 2-0 pitch misses inside and Watson backs off. So count runs to 3-0 now. Makma was pretty sharp between the second, third, and fourth innings. We're into some trouble here with a man on third, 2 down. As he fires a fastball right down Main Street for strike 1.
60 pitches now for Makma through 4 2/3 innings. Pretty strong in terms of the pitch count.
3-1 curveball. Watson was almost going to go down to first base, but steps back in. The umpire says not so fast. It gets a caught some in the corner. It was at the belt, so. Big pitch here, 3-2. Gallant from third, 2 out. Fastball misses upstairs, so he'll take his base.
Second walk from Zach Watson, from Mike Matka in the inning. 2 walks in this inning, and that has been all from him. He's had very good control aside from that.
So bring up the second baseman, Danny Casals, out of Maine, where John Shifter, the longtime Chatham manager, is now an assistant coach at. Jeremy Pena's teammate played for Chatham last year as he swings through that one for strike 1. He could see he wanted to hold up, but so Watson off of first, Gallant off of third. 2 outs here, runners on the corners. Trying to get some insurance as he swung on and missed on that one. Off speed got him, so 2 strikes here to Casals. We're 0 for 2 and a run in the home opener against Orleans. So the 0-2 for Makma, he said it, and he deals. Fastball misses above the head, so they'll do it again here.
I mentioned Makma, 4 2/3 innings of work, and right now, number 15, Jeremy Randolph, starting to warm up in the bullpen for Hyannis.
I would think he might be after this inning if he gets out of it, as that miss is low and away now. So Casals working the count here, not biting at all.
I still think there's an opportunity for him to come back in the top of the 6th. Pitch count still remains pretty low.
It could be on a innings limit though, or pitching, so unsure. So that is roped down the third base line as Gallon had almost ducked out of the way from that one. And that's why I always tell you, when you're on third, you always want to be leading off of the foul side there, as one of those can come and get you if it hits you in fair play. So count still at 2-2. Gasol's just ahead of that one. Makba set, gets the sign. He deals. Chopper down the third base line, bounces, and it's a fair ball. And heading towards third now is Watson, so he'll stand up. And great base running there by Casal as he head towards second. So runs across here as Gallon scores. So it bounces off the base. So an RBI for Casals.
Awfully lucky break for the Mariners. They've been a bit unlucky over the past few days with some base running mistakes. And this time they get quite lucky on a ground ball hitting third base and going into left field. The Mariners have doubled their lead in the bottom half of the fifth inning.
As they all say, though, it goes down in the scorebook in the box score as an RBI double. Doesn't matter if it's pretty or not.
Now the whole infield coming together for a meeting at the mound.
As Hyannis' manager, assistant, Ron Polk, and on the mound, the former longtime Mississippi State coach, and the Bulldogs actually heading towards the College World Series right now. So as he heads back towards the dugout, 2 outs here still. However, runners on second and third, and dangers looming here for the Harperhawks. Already 1 run across this half inning. Mariners lead 2-0 over Hyannis in the fifth. So action still down in the bullpen down there, as you said before.
Jeremy Randolph throwing a bit harder now.
That is Tanner Morris, the left-hander, playing shortstop. Bagging the 3-hole tonight. We see him with a 2-hole the first 2 games, and fastball misses outside for ball 1.
A big position for the Harwich Mariners right now. Still 2 runners in scoring position. A base hit here could double their lead once more and give them a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, the door is open right now for them, and that's what we've seen the last couple games. Fastball misses above the letters, so 2-0 count to Morris. 3 for 7 this year with an RBIs, 2 doubles added to his name. Tries to get some more RBIs out there as 2 of them out there. Fly ball out to straightaway center. 2 steps back and moving back, still under it, is Rivera for out number 3. However, the Mariners able to scratch 1 across as they hold now a 2-0 lead heading to the bottom half of the fifth. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
If he had a no-hitter, they may have let him in.
And we're ready to get back underway inside McKean Park. Mariners put 1 across last half inning and now lead 2-0 over the Hyannis Harborhawks.
Number 37,
as Jack Dreyer's out for another inning of work. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, it is Pedro Pages, the catcher, out of Florida Atlantic. Named to the Johnny Bench Award watch list this year for the nation's top catcher in the collegiate ranks, as first pitch fastball misses high and away for ball 1. Dryer set from the windup, he fires. Fastball at the knees for strike 1.
And coming into the to the bottom half of the 5th inning, Dryer, through 4 innings of work, had thrown just 45 pitches.
Curveball, backdoor curveball's there for a strike. So 1 and 2, and we've seen that a lot tonight with Dryer. The reason why his pitch count is very low too is that he's been able to spot that curveball at the bottom of the zone, inside, outside, wherever he wants it. As a fastball's lined in between first and second, so head towards the outfield grass for a base hit.
Just the 3rd hit for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks tonight.
That is Page's first first Cape League hit of the year. As Griffin Day, the first baseman, steps in from the right side now. Wearing his Franklin Hyannis batting gloves, which actually have the inscription Hyannis on them. Fastball on the inner half for strike 1. So Dryer, ready to go. Fastball fires in there for a strike 2, so as I'm clicking the hole now, 0-2. Page is leading off at first. Here with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Mariners lead 2-0. As the 0-2 is reached out and fouled back over the Mariners dugout, so they'll do things again here.
The other thing from Dryer tonight, there has not been a hard hit ball by any player on Hyannis yet. The base hits, there was a line drive in the center field, ground ball through the right side, and then a soft ground ball over to second base.
And the last one by Pages just got out of the infield, so the 0-2 is fouled off into the L screen in front of the Mariners dugout. So staying alive here is Day. He struck out back in the 2nd inning. He's trying to avoid being a strikeout victim again to Dryer. He has 3 strikeouts on the night. Dryer gets a sign, takes a breath and fires. Curveball just misses outside. Trying to throw a backdoor curveball there, but just missed. Dryer set, and this is outside in another batter's box again, so even up now at 2-2. Griffin Day trying to work the count here. From the stretch. Fastball got him up at the letters, and Dryer picks out another strikeout as Day goes down swinging for the 2nd time tonight.
Great work by Dryer. It took 7 pitches for him to get him, but a very nice strikeout up and out of the zone to get Griffin Day.
Now a double play can end the inning here as Seth Gray steps in from the left side. He was used as a pinch hitter back in game 1 when 1 for 2 as a fastball in the dirt is scooped up by Driscoll as he stands up to make sure Pages is not going anywhere.
You saw that from Brad Debo last night. He was throwing the ball all over the diamond, looking to get Phillips from the Wareham Gateman.
A lefty-lefty matchup. Fastball misses above the letters, so 2-0 to Gray.
And when Debo did it last night, threw the first once, threw the second once, and then when he threw down a third, Ray Gill wasn't quite ready for it and went into left field.
It was all against Andrew Vaughn as a pitch gets away from the catcher, warming up the pitcher on the third base line. So take some time off for a second as things are ready to go now. The pitch from the stretch is lined out towards left center, slicing away. Watson gets it on a hop, running towards third is Pages, and it gets through Morris, and it will be in there. So He'll advance towards second is Gray, so something brewing here in the bottom half of the 5th inning as the Harbor Hawks have 2 men in scoring position with no outs. Excuse me, 1 out.
Right fielder from Georgia Tech, number 5, Colin Hall.
So Driscoll out to talk to Dreyer. Maybe talk some strategy. As Colin Hall, the right fielder, steps in. One of the temporary players on this Harbor Hawks roster. Plays his ball on Georgia Tech from Alpharetta, Georgia. So the lefty matchup again. Dragon set, look towards second, deals towards home, and first pitch fastball's in there for strike 1. So runners on second and third for the Harbor Hawks, only 1 away. That pitch is fouled out towards the third base side as Eichhoff gives it a look, but it's into the seats. So Clucky down here is 0-2 is Colin Hall, the second baseman. And now Sun starts to get in here from third base, so right into Hall's eyes. That can't be very comforting at home plate. It's a big pitch here from Dreyer. As time is called, and he'll step back out and take a practice swing. Prepares to step back in now, taps home plate. Play ball, says the umpire. So the 0-2 from Dreyer. Curveball check swing, but able to lay off that one. It's an off pitch there, especially a lefty-lefty matchup.
Again, the difference is that lefty-lefty matchup. The left-handed hitter has a harder time picking up the pitch when it comes from a left-handed pitcher.
1-2. Again, it's popped out just above the third base side. As Eichhoff again gives it a look, but it's into the bleachers. As a lucky fan will get a free souvenir. And they'll do things again at 1-2.
Dreyer again has been a strike-throwing machine. 63 pitches, 48 strikes, just 15 balls.
That's awfully good, especially for an MLB player, a college player especially, as the 1-2 is again fouled off. Late on that one again, so really making Dreyer work here, hoping he makes a mistake.
This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Hall.
Dreyer set, the 1-2. Fastball's lined over Eichhoff's head into left field for a base hit. Pages is in, bobbled in left field and slips. However, the stop sign was already up in third, so Pages comes around, but Gray, the stop sign was held and then he slipped up. As was bobbled and left by Gorski, so runners on the corners. As Colin Hall works a brilliant at bat there and drives in a run for the Harbor Hawks, as they have a hometown call. Whenever a run scores, it's a hawk that comes around the PA announcer as the pitching coach Steve Gruvenberg comes out to the mound to talk to his southpaw.
The entire infield comes in to join him. Runners on the corners with 1 out. So the middle infield will probably be at double play depth.
There's desperate times right now as the Mariners' lead has been cut in half and the tying run just 90 feet away. Want to limit the damage in these middle innings here as he'll jog back towards the dugout. So Dreyer set to face the 9-hole hitter Tyler Garris, the second baseman. Out of Samford University.
20 pitches already. And just recording 1 out in this inning is Dreyer.
As that is lofted into shallow right, but it'll go foul. So first pitch strike for Dreyer. Garris last summer played ball in the Great Lakes League. As the 0-1, fastball just misses outside as Driscoll acknowledges his southpaw and pitcher. Good spot there to miss. Not bad at all. So lefty-righty matchup here. Runners on the corners for Hyannis. 2-1 Mariners lead as chopped up the middle as Dry gets out of the way as one runner's across. And they'll go station-to-station baseball now as Garris picks up the RBI single. So we're all not up here at 2 apiece. So
and now 4 base hits in this inning from the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They had a total of 2 coming into this inning.
So now top of the order now, Eric Rivera.
And all the hits have been singles. Seth Gray advanced to second on the throw, but that initially was a single as well.
So you said before, not a lot of hard-hit balls, and maybe just one of them is tagged out to left center. As a first pitch curveball finds the zone for strike 1. Rivera 0 for 2 tonight, struck out looking in the first and grounded it out to second in the 4th. So Hall off a second, Garris off of first. The 0-1 misses high for ball 1. Evens it at 1-1 now. It's a 2-2 game now here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 1 away after Day struck you out earlier. Trying to work way out of his jam is Dreyer. Check swing is fouled off behind the netting here, behind us. So 1-2 now to Rivera. Playing center field tonight, went 0 for 4 against Falmouth just 2 days ago after they rained out yesterday. 3 games rained out on the schedule yesterday. As a curveball is lofted into right, Gallant on the chase, and he just bobbles it and can't make the catch as out of his reach. So that'll be a single as Gallant was running towards foul territory, had a lot of ground to cover.
Into and out of his glove. He squeezed it and just fell out at the last second. Looked like he was going to make a nice catch on it, but
that would have been a very nice
couldn't
catch.
come up with it.
Just if it was half a step a little more, it might have been a little easier, but that was falling very fast after it was off the end of the bat, so they'll be juiced here with 1 away. So given an error out to Gallant at right. As a fastball is foul behind home plate. So he gets a hit here, 0-1. So really trying to work with his way out of the jam here, trying to limit the damage is Dreyer. Bases loaded here, tie game, 2 runs already crossed his half inning. He's set and he deals. Curveball in the dirt, good stop by Driscoll. Don't want anything getting past him here. That is Braden Como up to hit. So the 1-1 to Como. The pitch. Swinging on the changeup there below the knee, so gets him to a 1-2 count. 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Hyannis, and 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Harwich so far. Dreyer reading the sign from Driscoll. Looking for his pitch, shaking him off again. Still can't argue. And they finally get it. The signing won it there. The 1-2. Fastball just past him again. Scooped up a Gasol's flip in the air. Would have been a little fancy there, a little SC top 10, but so a run will come across here as it was just high above Morris, so another run's in. So now a 3-2 Hyannis lead.
And warming up in the bullpen for the Harwich Mariners now is Michael Beeline. And Coach Englert comes out to the mound. Let's see if he'll signal over to the bullpen.
And I think he would. Second mound visit already for the Mariners, excuse me. And that looks like that's going to do it for Dreyer. So pitch and change coming up for the Mariners. As Hyannis leads here 3-2 in the bottom half of the fifth inning with one away. We'll be right back.
Back in the bottom half of the fifth inning, new pitcher for the Harwich Mariners is Michael Beeline out of NC State. He's got good control, only allowed 10 walks in 30 innings of work. Had a 5.64 ERA this past season, and the whip was a little bit high at 1.88. He comes on in relief of the starter Jack Dreyer, and Dreyer, his numbers tonight are not going to mirror the start he had.
Well, I really started off, retired the first 9 guys. Really like 6, gave up the single and got the double play. So only through 3 innings, he was really on point, and just this inning got away from him, unfortunately. You saw yesterday was stalling start 2 days ago. I mean, pitch really blocks up 1 pitch to Groshans, led to the 2-run home run, unfortunately. And that was a summary of his night. So just shows you baseball, 1 miss. 1 small miss, and so Beeline on the mound was selected by the Cincinnati Reds in the 40th round in 2016. Plays his college ball at NC State. Teammates with Brad Debo. So he'll get set here as Matthew Barefoot, the left fielder, in from the right side, is 1 for 2 tonight with a single back in the 4th. Out to left center, so bases loaded here, nowhere to put him. Fastball chopped in the middle to Morris. Morris flips on the second to Casals, and they'll get 1. Fired over to third, however, back in safely. So fielder's choice on the first pitch. Barefoot sees, but a run is across as Garris scores. Rivera advances to third, and Como is out at second. So Vinny Pasquantino up now, as the Harper Hawks now lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Pasquantino 0 for 2 tonight. As Beeline gets the sign, the righty deals. Two-seam fastball in the other half for a strike one. Four runs across this half inning for the Harbor Hawks is taking off towards second. Throw down from Driscoll's not in time.
So shortstop Morris, I don't even think he tried to apply a tag there. Wanted to cut that ball off, make sure it didn't go into center field. And again, with the runner on third base, he has to be awfully careful to make sure that the runner on third doesn't take off for home.
So a stolen base goes to Barefoot now, so takes off the force at second. So I think the left side of the diamond will have to go the long way in the infield. So runners on second and third. Beeline's 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed by Barefoot. He finds himself down now in the hole, 1-2. So one pitch away from getting out of the jam. So 2 and on with 2 outs with 2 strikes. Set up the belt, and he fires. That's chopped over to the third from Eichhoff. Eichhoff reads the hop, takes a step or two, fires on to first for out number 3. However, the damage has already been done, though, as 4 runs across from the Harbor Hawks, and they lead this one now 4-2 at the end of 5. We'll be right back. So leading things off for the Manners is Andre Lipsius.
New pitcher is Jeremy Randolph for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Randolph out of Wright State University had a 2.55 ERA in 2018.
So first pitch fastball misses low and away.
Had good stuff as well, 61 strikeouts and 49 innings of work.
So set the belt from the stretch, 1-1, or 1-0 is sliced down to shallow left field, and now a drop in for a base hit. So Lipsius picks up a leadoff single to start things off in the top half of the 6th inning.
The next batter, the third baseman for the University of Virginia, number 25, Nate Eichhoff.
So now Nate Eichhoff looks to get back some of the runs that they lost last half inning. So Lipsius on first here. Harbor Hawks lead 4-2 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Woman on, no out, throw over towards first, and that gets away from the first baseman, Day, as Lipsius head towards second, and he's going heading towards third now. as is lost in the fence, and he'll get in there standing up. So the pickoff attempt towards first is costly, and Lipsius is now 90 feet away from scoring.
And the most important thing about the fact that Lipsius is 90 feet away is that there are no outs. The Mariners have a couple of opportunities to drive him in, whether it be with a base hit or or a fly out or a ground ball. And the entire infield is back for Hyannis as they seem willing to surrender the run.
So first pitch is fouled away now over the press box area. Nate Eichhoff grounded to a 6-4-3 double play his last time out. Looks to drive in a run. Pick up his first RBI as the lefty takes a fastball in the outer half for strike two, excuse me. As Eichhoff readjusts his batting gloves and steps back in there. Lipsius on third here, down 4-2 to the Harper Hawks. The 0-2 is fouled off again into the screen, so they'll do things again.
Eichhoff still searching for his first hit on the Cape. He's been on base twice, walked twice in game one, but 0 for 4 in total on the season.
So righty-lefty matchup here. Digging in now, ready for the 0-2 is Eichhoff. The pitch. Just missed below the knees. Tough take for Eichhoff.
That looked awfully close. I thought that was a strike, honestly, but umpire says it misses just barely to Eichhoff.
Pages
stays alive.
Pages, the catcher, really wanted that one. He held it there for a couple seconds after. But the 1-2 now to Eichhoff. He fires. That is slicing foul as it is skied out towards left and into the bullpen it goes. So Eichhoff staying alive, making Randolph work. Norman on deck for the Mariners. Driscoll in the hole. As the 1-2 to Eichhoff. Fastball is again lofted into the seats just above the first base side. As again, the sun becomes a factor over towards us this time and not home plate as it was last half inning to Colin Hall. Sun's starting to set here as the 1-2 is in the dirt. Good block there by Pages. So he pitched number 8 in this at-bat. Eichhoff found a couple of them off as he tries to drive at Lipsius from third after the throwing error by Randolph on the pickoff move. So the 2-2 is grounded over towards second. Scooped up and thrown over to first. Wide throw almost. That's a tangled up day, but the error's recorded. And Lipsius is in. So the Mariners scratch win across here so far.
Eichhoff gets the job done there. Ground out over to second. May seem like it's a weak hit, but it does the job as it gets the Mariners back within one, and he gets an RBI for it as well.
So now Noman on with one out. RBI picked up by Eichhoff. He did his duty. And it'll be Ben Norman stepping in now, the designated hitter. Reached on error for his first time back in the second and lined out. And lines over to second as he takes strike one at the knees. So Norman stepping to the left side with a little open stance. That is charged over towards third, hauled in and run over to first by Day, so out number 2.
The next batter is a catcher from George Mason, number 21, Logan Driscoll.
So Randolph finding his groove now, as stepping in now is Logan Driscoll, the catcher out of George Mason. 0 for 2 tonight. Still looking for his first Cape League hit, 0 for 6 on the season so far. Got it back to the pitcher last time out. As the first pitch fastball is lined. Diving play by Gray as it gets past him. He's able to knock it down a bit though when Driscoll's in for a base hit.
Driscoll finds his first base hit of the Cape Cod League season on a sharp ground ball over towards third base. The Mariners also the tying run now on base.
So Driscoll at first here with 2 away in the top half of the 6th inning. Matt Gorski, the left fielder, steps in from the right side, the Hoosier from Indiana. So righty-righty matchup now. First pitch off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1. And an airplane flies from overhead, probably landing in the regional airport that's in Hyannis. As a fastball is snapped, backhanded by Pages. So good stop there as fastball was in the dirt.
And with 2 outs, I wouldn't be shocked to see Driscoll try to steal second base. He had 10 steals back at George Mason this past season.
So Driscoll for first, the 1-1 is in there for a strike. Gorski disagrees, but pitches in there for a strike. Driscoll's older brother plays actually on the George Mason team. Older brother Garrett as a fastball misses low and away for ball 2. So Gorski steps back in now. Benke pitch here, 2-2 with 2 out. Swung on and miss as Pages holds on for the 3rd out. So that will do it, however. The Mariners able to get 1 across as an LA trail 4-3 heading into the bottom half of the 6th inning. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back inside McKean Park as the Harwich Mariners head back onto the field as the bottom half of these 6 innings about to begin. Mariners trail 4-3 after we get 1 run back as Michael Beeline is back in for another inning of work. So Dreyer's final line for the night is 4 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned with 4 strikeouts to go along with that one as Beeline faced the last 2 and recorded 2 outs. As things get set back here, his first pitch fastball is swung on and miss. It is Pedro Pages leading things off for the Harwich Hawks. The right-handed hitting catcher is 1 for 2 tonight. Siegelden scored last inning as he almost batted around. As second pitch is fouled off behind us on the first base side. So count moves to 0-2. No man on, no man out. Page is leading things off for the Harbor Hawks. The 0-2 from Beeline. Off-speed pitch misses below the knees for ball one. As the sun is almost set here at McKean Park. Light starting to become a factor. As that is fouled off towards the bullpen area.
No one up and throwing in either bullpen. Beeline has at least some leash. As does Randolph, who's pitched the last inning for the Harbor Hawks.
So in on the hands is looped out in front of the middle, now get through. So not a hard hit ball, but it'll get through, do its job. That's the second one in a row now where Pages has just muscled it out to the outfield. As Beeline threw right in the hands and able to push it out towards center as it got past a diving Morris. So for the second inning in a row, the leadoff man is on for the Harbor Hawks. It is Griffin Day. He struck out his last at-bat last inning. He's over 2 today with actually 2 strikeouts. So he tries to change things here. The first pitch swung on and miss by Day. So Page is off of first. Beeline set from the stretch. Gets the side and from the belt. That one is hit into shallow center field. Watson, as that will drop in for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Harbor Hawks that gets things going here in the latter half of the 6th inning.
First and second, no outs as the Harbor Hawks are threatening once again in the top half of the 6th, excuse me, the bottom half of the 6th. The Harwich Mariners are going to try to get back into this game. They can't afford to allow any more runs.
Well, they've only scored 5 runs in 2 games. And they've yielded the same, so they won 3-2 opening night and fell last night 3-2. So it feels like this team relies more on pitching so far than hitting. So we'll keep an eye on that as Seth Gray, the left-handed first baseman, steps in. As he shows bunt, he bunts this one, but it'll go foul. So trying to get some runners in motion here as we'll see who'll be charging. Looks like Lipsius will be charging from the first base side. And so runners on first and second here with no outs in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Harbor Hawks lead 4-3. Beeline set from the stretch. Looks towards second at Pages and deals towards home. Shows no bunt this time as he puts this one out of play. Fouled off towards the third base side. The 0-2 chopped off the foot and flipped over towards second on a first and is not in time, however. That was a kick save by Beeline on the mound as it kicked right to Morris, who flipped it to Casals as they try to turn 2, but they'll get a fielder's choice out of that one.
The next batter, the right fielder from Georgia Tech, number 5, Colin Hall.
So Colin Hall, the right fielder, steps in from the left side. He is 1 for 2 today. Sinklin scored last inning. Drove in a run as well for the Harbor Hawks. Actually scratch across the first run for them on the day. Looks to do some more damage here with runners on the corners with 1 away. Beeline looks over towards third, looks over his shoulder now. Sets the deal towards home and has fouled off the end of the bat behind Driscoll. Still no action down in either bullpen. As Beeline seems to be the guy this inning. Ready and set. Curveball bounced right back into him. Throws towards second to Casals and tries to double play. Scooped at first by Lipsius, not in time. So another fielder's choice is Hall. However, another run across. As at first, someone yelled from the field, 4. Instead, Beeline threw to second as he tried to turn 2 and almost did successfully.
Interesting decision by Beeline. Could have had the option of looking back the runner at third base and then throwing to first, which would have been second and third with 2 outs, but opts to try to do the double play to end the inning.
As throw over towards first is diving back goes Hall. I think he would have had him probably to pickle then because Pages just took right off. After Beeline turned around and tried to turn 2. So first pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Hall off a second. Excuse me, first. As Taylor Garris steps in, he grounded a double play his first time out. RBI single and scored. Last inning is taking off to second. Throw on from Driscoll. One hop is in time for the out. So Driscoll throws out the speedy Colin Hall. And that'll do things here in the bottom half of the 6th inning as the Harbor Hawks put another run across as they now lead 5-3 after 6. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
Back in the top half of the 7th inning, it's the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Galland, Watson, and Casals, due up in the inning. As Randolph is back out on the mound, the Mariners trail the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5-3. As Galland digs in the right-hander's batter's box. The first pitch from Randolph misses low and outside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Galland 1 for 2. He doubled back in the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off out of play. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Galland, well known for his steals, had more than 20 steals at Boston College, also hit over 300, and was in the leadoff spot opening night. But as a 9-hitter, he almost serves as the second leadoff man, playing and setting up for Watson as the 1-1 pitch misses inside. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two-one offering. Breaking ball on the inner half of the plate. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The 2-2 pitch. Misses low and outside. Count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases empty, no outs, top of the 7th inning. Mariners trail the Harbor Hawks 5-3. The payoff pitch. Swung on and lined down the right field line. Foul and out of play. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. And pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming from Randolph. The payoff pitch. Swung on and popped up. The shortstop, Como, gets under it and makes the catch. There's a 1 away in the top half of the 7th inning.
The center fielder from LSU, number 29, Zach Watson.
And Zach Watson, the right-handed hitting center fielder. Digs into the right-hander's batter's box. And the first pitch from Randolph paints the lower part of the zone. The count, no balls and 1 strike to Watson. Now the 0-1 delivery, swung on and chopped foul towards the Hyannis bullpen, Hyannis dugout. The count, no balls and 2 strikes.
If you're Coach Engler, I think you want at least 1 run across here from the Mariners to show some confidence in your offense. At times they've either run out outs on the base paths or just unable to drive and run, so.
The 0-2 pitch is swung on and popped up out of play. Bit of a chilly night now in Hyannis, Massachusetts. As the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed, Watson goes down on strikes. It was in the dirt. The catcher, Pages, applies the tag to Watson, and they're 2 away in the top half of the 7th inning. Danny Casals set to step into the right-hander's batter's box as he taps his cleats with his bat. First pitch is cut on and fouled off. Out of play behind home plate. Casals steps back into the right-hander's batter's box. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled off to the backstop, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Base paths empty, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Mariners trail the Harbor Hawks 5-3.
Got a brick wall behind home plate, only one of a few fields in the Cape to have that. Orleans one of them.
That makes it so all balls that hit the backstop deflect quickly as the 1-2 pitch misses outside. So if there's a runner on third base and a wild pitch hits the backstop, oftentimes it will rebound right back to the catcher.
Veterans field another one, so yeah, exactly right. Have to be cautious on the base paths then.
2-2 pitch in the dirt. This bounces up and hits the home plate umpire, who appears to be just fine, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Base paths empty, 2 outs. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, struck him out, and Randolph retires the Mariners in order. After 6.5, we have the 7th inning stretch as the Harwich Mariners trail the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5-3.
Seventh inning for the Harbor Hawks. The second baseman from
Back in the bottom half of the 7th inning, as the Harwich Mariners trail the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5-3. Michael Beeline back out on the mound after 1 2/3 innings of work. First pitch is swung on and chopped over to second. Second baseman Casals fields and throws the first for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch and 1 out. Beeline now through 2 innings has allowed 2 hits and 1 earned run.
The center fielder from Florida Atlantic, number 1, Eric Rivera.
Back to the top of the order as Eric Rivera steps into the right-hander's batter's box. First pitch misses low and outside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. Count 2 balls and no strikes. The Harwich Mariners need to find a way to put 2 runs on the board to tie this game as they trail 5-3. But first, they're going to have to keep these Hyannis bats quiet as the 2-0 pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch is cut on and chopped over to second. Fielded by Casals, he'll throw to first, and they're 2 away. Casals has been busy over at second base, excuse me. Had 2 putouts back in the 2nd inning. A double play in the 3rd inning. 2 more putouts in the 4th inning.
The shortstop from Rice, number 9.
And another 2 putouts in the 7th inning. As the wind starts to pick up here in Hyannis. First pitch to Como is low and outside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Harbor Hawks on top 5-3. 1-0 pitch misses in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch is cut on and a foul tip into the mitt of Driscoll. 2-1 offering. Fouled off. Excuse me, I thought just missed. Looked like Como may have gotten a piece of that one, but missed Como's bat and the glove of Driscoll, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 offering. Cut on and missed. And the count goes full. Bases empty. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Payoff pitch to Como. Cut on and driven into center field for a base hit. So with 2 outs, a man aboard for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Now betting for the Harbor Hawks. The left field from Campbell University, number 28, Matthew Barefoot.
And now the 3-hitter, Matthew Barefoot, steps into the right-hander's batter's box. Barefoot 1 for 3 on the evening with an RBI. First pitch misses outside. Count 1 ball and no strikes.
Driscoll ready to fire down to first, just like we saw Brad Debo did last night a couple times. Trying to keep the runners close.
Also looking to catch some sleeping.
Driscoll also threw out Colin Hall to end the last past half inning, so he's pretty got maybe off a little confidence right now in his arm.
1-0 count. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Runner goes. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down to second, not in time.
have been a very nifty tag by Casals to be able to nab him. High a little throw a little high. Excuse me, but.
So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on second base, 2 outs. It's a very important steal for Como because a base hit could extend that Harbor Hawks lead to 3 runs. And a 1-1 pitch, a wave and a miss, and the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Como leads off of second, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. 1-2 offering. Cut on and chop foul on the third base line. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harbor Hawks on top of the Mariners 5-3. The 1-2 offering comes up and in and hits Matthew Barefoot. And now runners on first and second with 2 outs. And that pitch just runs a little bit away from Barefoot.
Number 34, Vinny Pasquantino.
Not the worst thing in the world, though, as it helps you give an out at second now if you can, so you make the shorter throw instead of having to throw across the diamond.
There are already 2 strikes on Barefoot. Could have thrown him a couple pitches out of the zone trying to get a swing and a miss, but nonetheless, runners on first and second now with 2 outs for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And Vinny Pasquantino stands in the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch, a big wave and a miss from Pasquantino. Looked like he wanted a home run.
Yeah, he's trying to win the game for them in 1 swing, it almost looked like.
Como leads off second. Barefoot, few feet off of first. 2 outs, the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up down the third base line. Third baseman Eichhoff under it and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So the Harbor Hawks strand 2 runners, and after 7 innings of play, it is the Harbor Hawks 5 and the Mariners 3. Will be back with the top half of the 8th.
Travel to Chatham for a game against Anglers at 7 o'clock. And on Sunday, we'll be back here for the Father's Day.
Back in the top half of the 8th inning, the Harwich Mariners trail the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5-3. And a new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks is Adam Elliott.
So Elliott out of the University of Louisville, a native of Louisville. Pitched 9 1/3 inning this year, 0-1 with a 0 ERA in 15 appearances. Did record 2 saves with 11 strikeouts and 6 walks for the sophomore.
I think the most concerning number for Hyannis has to be the 6 walks and 9 innings of work, but for the Harwich Mariners, they had to think, well, he didn't allow a single run in 9 innings, so it's going to be awfully tough.
It's quite odd, too. Only allowed 9 walks and 33 and a 2/3 inning pitch his freshman year, so.
And the 3-hitter, Tanner Morris, steps into the left-hander's batter's box, taps home plate. Elliott from the windup. First pitch is fouled off. Now to play. Count, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 delivery. Also swung on and fouled off behind home plate. Nearly identical location. And the count, quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Tanner Morris. The 0-2 offering is fouled off behind home plate, this time to the backstop. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Morris 4 for 10 on the season. The 0-2 offering in there for strike 3. Morris goes down looking at an off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate. And there's 1 away in the top half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, good pitch. Really froze Morris there. He almost disagreed a bit. He was in a disbeliefment mode after that one, but seems like he just caught the corner.
And the Mariners trailing by 2. In the top half of the 8th, 1 out. Base path's empty as the cleanup hitter, Andre Lipsius, steps into the right-hander's batter's box. The first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. Lipsius, 2 for 3 on the day. Struck out back in the first, has a couple of singles and scored a run. A 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 offering from Elliott. Misses low in the count, 1 ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lipsius would be followed by Eichhoff, the 5-hitter. The 2-1 pitch, a wave and a miss at a pitch out of the strike zone. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elliott went with the breaking ball low, and Lipsius swung right over it. Count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 offering misses low, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big payoff pitch. The offering misses low, and Lipsius is aboard. All of a sudden, the tying run comes to the plate for the Harwich Mariners.
It's a big sign with only 5 outs left, and so the toughest outs are in these last 6, so we'll see if they can do some damage here after they put across the run yesterday, and thanks to Andre Lipsia's RBI single in the 8th. That tied the game up in Wareham last night.
Eichhoff 0 for 3 on the day, had an RBI back in the 7th inning. Excuse me, in the 6th inning. It's a ground ball to third, but it got the job done. First pitch missed upstairs. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Lipsius leads off of first base. The 1-0 offering is fouled off behind home plate. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. One out, top of the 8th inning. Harbor Hawks lead the Mariners 5-3. Eichhoff stands in the left-hander's batter's box. The 1-1 pitch swung on, a 2-topper to second, flipped to short for 1, back on to first, not in time. So Eichhoff beats out the double play. It's a pretty solid piece of hitting. Yet they're 2 away in the top half of the 8th.
Got some good wood on that one. It just didn't elevate as much, and it was right at the second baseman, Garris, so. Still some life on the base pass there with 1 man on and 2 gone. One swing in the back can do a lot, so.
First pitch to Ben Norman, the designated hitter. Right down the middle for strike 1. Count, no balls and 1 strike.
Looks like a pitch got away from the bullpen. Similar to Harwich, Hyannis has their bullpens in foul grounds, kind of similar to Wrigley. And down in Tampa Bay at Tropicana.
With Eichhoff on first and 2 outs, I wouldn't be surprised to see him steal here. Try to put himself in scoring position in the 8th inning. Mariners desperately in need of runs, trying to come back in this game. 0-1 pitch, fouled out back to the backstop from Norman. Count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Nothing about that as left-hander on the mound, so just see if they move towards first. Eichhoff had a medium-sized lead last time.
The 0-2 pitch, line drive into left field for a base hit. Rounding second is Eichhoff. He's headed to third base, and now coming into second base is Norman. The Harwich Mariners have the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning.
Just like that, 1 swing of the bat. Line shot down the left field line. Good piece in there by Ben Norman, and it continues to stay hot for this Mariners team.
And here comes Logan Driscoll with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Mariners looking to tie the game. They trail 5-3. Runners on second and third.
Driscoll may be a little more relaxed at the plate now after picking his first Cape League hit last time. It's always tough, you know, just want to get that first one and continue the cruise.
And a line shot towards third base. And the third baseman, Gray, got a glove on it, but that was all he got as he knocked it down, prevented it from going into left field. So that was his first base hit as the first pitch misses low. That was last time up back in the top half of the 6th inning. Count, 1 ball and no strikes. Runners on second and third, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball in there for strike 1. Count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Gorski stands on deck. Norman leads off of second, and Eichhoff off of third. Driscoll digs in the left-hander's batter's box. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Count 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes on Logan Driscoll. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Runners on second and third. Mariners trail the Harbor Hawks 5-3. And with first base open, I would be surprised to see Elliott throw anything really in the zone here as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and chopped over towards first. A great play by Day to field that ball and step on the bag. It was a hard hit ball down the line. He dove and made the play, and that will do it for the top half of the 8th inning. We're done with 7.5. It's the Harwich Mariners 3 and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 8th.
And pitching change on here for the Harwich Manners. It is Nick Rand out of UMass Lowell with a 3-3 record and 47 1/3 innings here with a 3.61 ERA. Hitters only hitting .270 off of him. He did start 4 games in 18 appearances and actually pitched a complete game and has 4 saves. So he's done a little bit of everything now as he's asked now by Coach Engler to come out of the bullpen.
And he pitched in the first exhibition game versus the YD Red Sox through a little more than 2 innings as the first pitch is in there for strike 1 on Pages. Count no balls and 1 strike. There were a couple of innings longer than 3 outs in the exhibition game as the 0-1 pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 2.
Just 3rd time on the Cape. Spent some time with the Whitecaps in 2016 and some time with the Anglers last year.
As the 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Count 1-2. Did not allow a run in that exhibition game in his 2+ innings of work. 1-2 offering. Curveball misses low. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch misses outside. The count goes full at 3-2. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Pages goes down on strikes. There's 1 away in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
The first baseman from Yale, number 32, Griffin Day.
Harwich Mariners trail the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th, 1 out. And Griffin Day steps into the right-hander's batter's box. First pitch misses low and outside, the off-speed pitch. Count 1-0. Day is 1 for 3. As the 1-0 pitch is chopped back to the backstop. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. In his 2 games on the Cape, he is a total of 1 for 7. The 1-1 offering to the right-handed hitter is upstairs with a fastball, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 offering misses low with the fastball, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Nick Rand falling behind in the count. He fell behind in the first count as well, but worked his way back for a strikeout. 3-1 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air to right field. Gallen on the run towards the Harwich bullpen, unable to make the catch. Made a nice effort and has a lot of speed. Almost made the catch out there in right field.
I think Engler likes that, having Zach Watson in centering, Gallen in right. I mean, Gallen's got a lot of speed. We've seen tonight his range, making some almost tough catches over there in right.
That payoff pitch today is swung on and lined into right field. Gallen on the run, he makes the catch. Nice catch by Chris Gallen on the run out there in right field. And there's 2 away in the bottom half of the 8th.
The third baseman from Wright State, number 18, Seth Gray.
And the first pitch to Seth Gray misses low for ball 1. A 1-0 offering at the letters for strike 1, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Mariners trail the Harbor Hawks 5-3 in the bottom half of the 8th. And the 1-1 pitch misses inside, count 2 balls and 1 strike. Rand reached a full count on each of the last 2 hitters. Now the 2-1 pitch is swung on, a high pop-up over to short. Morris under it, and he makes the catch for the final out of the 8th inning. Hyannis goes down in order 1, 2, 3. We head to the top of the 9th. Mariners trail by 2.
And new pitcher on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. It is the redshirt sophomore Dylan Thomas out of the University of Hawaii. His 2018 stats included 39 innings pitched with a 3-1 record, boasting a .185 ERA. Had 14 saves and 26 appearances in total. Hitters were only hitting 200 off of him with 43 strikeouts. So they have one of their top closers out and seems to be one of the best in college baseball. Was named to the NCBWA Stopper of the Year Award watch list back in February.
Mariners trail by 2 as the 8-hitter in the lineup, Matt Gorski, steps into the right-hander's batter's box. Gorski 0 for 2 with a walk on the evening. Gorski steps into the right-hander's batter's box. First pitch in there for strike 1 on the outer half of the plate. Gorski followed by Galland and Watson. A 0-1 pitch, a wave and a miss. A bit of a weak swing at a fastball upstairs. The count, no balls and 2 strikes.
He had a little dipping and moving on that one, so it looked to be maybe a 2-seam or something like that.
The 0-2 offering. This is outside, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery. Outside again, the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Catcher Pages not looking to frame these balls at all, throwing them quickly back to the pitcher.
Yeah, they were just missing a bit too much to have a chance on it.
And the 2-2 pitch runs upstairs and inside on Gorski. Now the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Gorski working a nice at-bat here as a leadoff man would go a long way towards mounting a comeback.
The payoff pitch swung on and popped up out of play. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Thomas to the rubber. A payoff pitch once more. Swung on, a line drive in a shallow center field. And the center fielder Rivera will have to play it on a hop. And the leadoff man, Matt Gorski, is aboard with no outs. The first hit on the Cape for Gorski as well. Now 1 for 3 on the day with the walk. And it's the 9-hitter, Chris Galland.
Right fielder from Boston College, number 4, Chris Galland.
It was 1 for 4 on the day. He doubled back in the 5th inning. Most importantly for the Mariners now, the tying run is on base. Excuse me, he's at the plate. First pitch to Galland is swung on and missed. It was an off-speed pitch. Count, no balls and 1 strike. It's Galland followed by Watson. The 0-1 pitch. This is low, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the 9th inning, Mariners trail the Harbor Hawks by 2. No outs, a runner on first base. Thomas throws over to first base to check on Gorski, who dives back in safely. I don't think Gorski's going to go anywhere. The Mariners don't want to run themselves into any outs in the top of the 9th inning. And now he does go. Throw down to second is in time. A delayed steal from Gorski, and he's caught stealing. And I have to admit, I'm quite surprised with the call.
Yeah, it is an interesting take there. And it was almost it's a fastball up in the zone, too, so it really helped for Pages to throw down a second as an easier pitch to throw on than a breaking ball or anything like that. So second man nabbed out trying to steal tonight.
So 1 out. 2-1 pitch in there for a strike, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And his run didn't actually mean anything. He would make the game 5-4 if he were to score. So it was not imperative for him to get in a scoring position. 2-2 pitch misses outside. Count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Important run would be the who would be the current batter, Galland, but no longer. 3-2 pitch in there for strike 3. Galland couldn't believe it, but he's called out on strikes. And they're 2 away in the top half of the 9th inning.
Yeah, breaking ball came from the top of the zone, and it was a good frame job by Pages. Got him, so umpire thought so.
Here comes the leadoff man, Zach Watson.
Having Gallen on base would have been a long way, too, having some speed on.
First pitch clips the outside corner. Count, no balls and 1 strike to the leadoff man, Zach Watson. Mariners trail by 2 in the top of the 9th. 0-1 pitch is cut on and missed. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. The Mariners are down to their final strike. The 0-2 offering. This is upstairs. Count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Mariners trail by 2. Base paths are empty. The 1-2 pitch, cut on a miss, struck him out. Watson goes down, swing, and that will do it. The Harwich Mariners fall to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks by a score of 5-3, Thomas. They had runners on base, a number of additional base running errors tonight, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. We saw 2 men caught stealing tonight. Another man caught out at home was Gorski back in the 5th. So still a little slip in the base pass. However, the bat, we had some more timely hits. We put a couple more runs on the board, and unfortunately fell up short again with just 1 big inning is all they had. 4 runs in 1 inning, and that did it all for Hyannis.
The Mariners, you mentioned it, there was some good hitting. 10 hits for Harwich tonight. Nearly everybody chipping in, especially at the top of the lineup. Everyone either got a hit or an RBI tonight, but it wasn't enough as the Mariners, again, were unable to bring runners home when they were in scoring position. They had an opportunity back in the 8th as well with runners in 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, but they were unable to convert. And Thomas, the pitching tonight was pretty good for the Harwich Mariners, though.
Yeah, just the 1 inning, as I said before, when Dreyer started out and Beeline came in, it's just the 5th inning. I mean, if you cut off that one, the Mariners would have won this game. So I think still exceptional pitching by the bullpen, and Dreyer started off well, just got a little rocky towards the end. But, you know, if you're Coach Young, I think you're satisfied with the performance tonight by your pitching staff. So
from Austin Rooney and my broadcasting partner, Thomas Cinzarello, we say so long as the Harwich Mariners fall to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks by a score of 5-3.